This is Fate 212 and I'm Nafka, and the Dark Angels, our new Dark Angels Codex is now out, and this is going to be just a quick look over. I do have both of the 6th edition codexes out just because I wanted to show, they look very similar, very nice together. Also kind of an unusual thing. Both of them are exactly 105 pages long. I don't know if this is going to be a new trend or if it was accidental or what, but it's interesting that the Chaos Space Marine Codex and the Dark Angel Codex are the exact same, same thickness. So anyway, here you have the raised lettering, which is nice. It's a beautiful picture. And here's the back of the book. The book looks very similar to as far as layout, very similar to the Chaos Space Marine Codex, and it does have some beautiful artwork, full page spreads. There's a couple of them in here. They've got the new flyer in this artwork. And the fluff is there's a good amount of fluff in here. I have not yet read it all. I go straight to, of course, the costs and special rules and whatnot, just to see what kind of codex we're looking at. But here's pretty much the fluff. Information on the inner circle is nice because well, there's a lot of inner circle units. Chapter organization, especially for those who are not familiar with the Dark Angels. I had a Dark Angels Codex, or Dark Angels Army back in 3rd edition. Unfortunately, I traded it off, but it is what it is. Here's something that's fun. This is the Dark Angel Successor chapters, and it goes through several of them. And of course my favorite, the Guardians of the Covenant, and a picture of them. It says, "Fortune favors the faithful." So anyway, those are the chapters that it lists. Hunt for the Fallen, of course. The next section, we're on page 22, which just gives you an idea of the fluff. So that was what, 20 pages approximately. Here's the history of the Dark Angels. I guess this is still fluff. The end of Nye. So now we're on page 28, where it starts into the units and the Army Special Rules. Combat Squads, Grim Resolve, which gives you Stubborn. The Inner Circle, Fearless and Preferred Enemy against Chaos Space Marines. It starts off with the Company Masters, and I'm just going to give you an idea of what units are in this codex. Tech Marines that can ride bikes. Command Squad. Out of the Dark Angel Space Marines, you have Tactical Squads, Assault Squads, Devastator Squads, and I do have to say that they are cheap. I mean dirt cheap. And I'm especially liking at first glance the Tactical Squads. I mean 70 points for a 5-man squad, 70 points base with a sergeant, and then you can automatically add a heavy weapon. And las cannon's 20 points. I mean, I remember back in 3rd edition we were doing 5-man squads with las cannons at like 90 points. So that was interesting. This is one of my favorite pieces of artwork. Check that out. There are Marines coming out of that Rhino, and it looks like they fit. How cool is that? With flyers flying by overhead, and they're shooting as they come out. That is a cool picture. Land Raiders. The books are, I believe, $49. And there's drop pods in here, dreadnoughts, Deathwing. Here's your units: Deathwing Terminators, Command Squads, the Knights. Ravenwing, you have Ravenwing Vikers, the Black Knights, and the Command Squads. So the speeders have their own support group listing. You can take up to 5 speeders, and I'll be honest, I don't play Space Marines, and I thought it was only 3 that Marines could take, but I could be wrong on that. Here's both the flyers. A lot of controversy out there about whether people are not like them, especially the anti-vehicle one, the flyer one. People don't like the strength 6 on it all over the place. I really don't mind it. If you're trying to knock out a flyer with strength 6, the wreckage is all the same. Anyway, here's your special characters: Azrael, Ezekiel, Smarag, Belial, and Samuel. And that's pretty much it for your characters and your units. Then it goes into the armory. There is some new weapons in there: plasma storm batteries, melee weapons, and special issue war gear, banners and standards. It goes all the way down to the sacred standards, which people are also really talking about. Expect to see those. They do get expensive. It was hard to find the point cost for those. And I'll tell you where I found them in a minute. Hey, look, there's the cover of our hardback. Kind of wish I would have chosen a different full spread layout since we've seen that. This just is the gallery, and I'm just going to zip through it, except to show you. Hey, look at that, Guardians of the Covenant. Yes, I will keep showing those if they have pictures of them, but they don't. That was the last one. There's a new Belial model. I know some people don't like that, but I kind of like it. The pics of these new speeders, the Vengeance, they don't look so bad in the in these pictures. I saw the box of one. You know, I don't have much of an opinion really until I actually get to hold and see the model. Same thing goes for the flyers. I mean, they look pretty cool, but that's a neat picture. And the full spread of the models. The war gear list. Yeah, if you're looking for the sacred standards, this is where you'll find the point cost of them. They are quite expensive. 45, 65, and 85 points. You're not going to be min-maxing with those in it. This I'm going to go through just quickly because it's not any different. Interrogator chaplains and the chaplains are both in HQ, which limits really taking a lot of them. Librarians. Hey, special note in here. Also, the librarians don't get their own. The Dark Angels don't get their own psychic powers. Looks like Ezekiel's the only one that does. So, anyway, I'm going to zip through this because it doesn't matter so much. Let's see. Once again, you can attach a speeder to a bike squad, which is cool. So you do have that again on the fast attack side. Heavy support. Here's the reference sheet again. Once again, I love these in the new codexes. Mostly because, well, when you're first learning the codex, or you're playing somebody who doesn't know his codex, which we all like to pretend that doesn't happen at all, but it does a lot. You know, they have a quick reference sheet to all the special rules of the army. So anyway, that is the Dark Angels Codex. As far as competitiveness, I think the point costs on it are going to make it competitive. Flyers, we'll see what people use. I don't know. There are so many flak missiles in this codex that I'm not necessarily sure that flyers are going to be always needed. We'll see what happens. But anyway, this is Fate 212, and I'm Nafka, and this is a first look at your Dark Angels Codex.